Before we start, as usually in Hindu tradition, we'll be invoking the blessings of God. So will you please repeat after me? Sarva Dharma Sthapakastam Sarva Dharma Swarupakaha Acharyanam Mahacharyo Ramakrishna Te Namaha. He is the Sarva Dharma Sthapakastam. Here the dharma means the different responsibilities. When we are young, we are students, we have one type of responsibilities. Then we are marrying and settling down, another type of responsibilities. So in every stage there are different type of responsibilities. And Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, he in his life practiced that and established that. So that should be done like that. And second dharma is the path that leads to God. And he practiced all the paths of Hinduism. You know, in Hinduism, usually the three paths we follow. The one is Vedanta, then Tantra, and Vaishnavism. These three paths we follow. Sri Ramakrishna practiced all the three paths. And he practiced also Islam. And he used to go and visit the churches. And he had a good knowledge of the other religion like the Buddhism and Jainism, Sikhism. And after that he declared all paths are leading to the same goal. So that's why he says the Dharma Samannaya Murti, that he is the embodiment of all religions. Now the question is, why should we practice religion? That's the first question. Without religion also we can survive. Why do we need to survive? A little protection from the government or the king, and a good atmosphere, a good job to earn some money. That's all. Some friends, some relatives. We are happy. Then we die one day. That's all. But there it never aims, because we would like to get something, earn something, achieve something. That desire burns us. Again we take life, again we take birth, again we go through all the 6 changes, and then ultimately we die unsatisfied, dissatisfied. Again we come back. The circle goes on and on. Whether we like it or not, accept it or not, it goes on like that. So this is the karma phala, the karma chakra that the Buddhism, Hinduism, Jainism, and then ancient Christianity also accepted. Otherwise you won't be able to give the answer why the two souls are taking birth right same moment, one in a very rich family, another on the road, and suffering right from the birth. Why? Accident? No. Cause and effect. There must be some causes. So, karma phala. But if we think, actually we want only happiness. Happiness is our goal. Not to become a doctor or professor or professionals. Happiness is the goal. The most of the time when we were growing up, we were children, our guardians and teachers, they used to say, you have to be a doctor, an engineer, and a professional. So you should be somebody. We became. After that, we found these people cannot sleep. They're suffering constantly. What is the use of becoming a great doctor when I cannot sleep even? an engineer or a professor if I am not at peace? So peace and the joy and the happiness is the ultimate. We marry to be happy. If that is not happiness, then what will happen? Why then we marry? We go here, we go there, we visit friends, we go different places, and each and everything that we do, at the back of that is the only intention that I should be happy. But after all those, we are not happy. Sometimes some friends are coming, we are so happy that we go and meet after so many years, we go over there, we meet 1 hour, 2 hours, then we have to go back and again the same thing. So where is the permanent happiness? That was the search. And before that, today morning I was just discussing in this way, they had a research. Actually, what we want, it is happiness and eternity. And let to know 3 different things are common in every being. Every being. We like to know the curiosity. Some people are there, we call them gossip mongers, but they are actually curious to know. They like to go and see what is happening. They are curious. Where from this curiosity came? Researchers, curious to know. They like to find out something. Where from this came? Must be one source by which we have come, from which we have come. And that's why they say it's the source of knowledge. No one wants to die. Even the ant is like to save its life. Where from it came? Must be the original from where it was created. So they say Sat, eternal, don't like to die. The Creator, or from what we have been created, has this quality. Friends, look at it. It is not somebody from the heaven came and dictated. They were going on researching on themselves. And they found out this. Each and every one, each and every being likes to survive, including the trees. If we go and like to cut the tree, they are not happy, they are afraid. Each and everything likes to survive. The ants, the animals, the human being, the birds, the reptiles, each and everything. Where from this common thing came? We like to survive. There must be something common. And they gave it the name Sat. A-S-A-T, Sat. Sat Chit Ananda. Sat means existence. How we came to know? Because the Creator is eternal. So we also like to be eternal. Chit, C-H-I-T. Chit means knowledge. Where from that also came? Because the Creator is the source of knowledge. And finally, it is Ananda. It is joy, it is happiness. Because the Creator. In Sanskrit they say in the Upanishad, Anandeva khalu imani bhutani jayante. Khalu means truly. Anandeva, from Ananda. The source is the Ananda. Imani bhutani. Bhuta means the being. Jayante. They are born. And that's why we search for Ananda. We search for joy, happiness, peace. We get it little, then again suffering. Again little joy, again suffering. It goes on like this. In our younger days, he was a hero, the boxer, Sonny Liston, and all this. Afterwards, there's a strong body. But at the end, he couldn't lift his hand even. So that strong man, through his hands, used to knock out the people. Now look at it, how it happens. Everything is changing. What is changing? This body is changing. What is changing? Mind is changing. And how we know that the body and the minds are changing? Because something must be eternal, must be static. Otherwise, how we can understand the change? And what is that I? I was a little baby. I grew up as a young boy. Then I became a young man. Now I am becoming old. I is present every time. Along with the body, mind is also changing. When we were children, different type of thoughts. As a young man, different thoughts. As an elderly person, different thoughts. Mind is also changing. So the body and minds are changing. But who is observing the changes? There must be something static. Who is that? I. I was a little boy. I grew up. Every changes, I is there. So they asked, Ko ayam? Who am I? Kuto ayata? Where from have I come? Who is my creator? Kava gati me? Where I am going to go? After the death is the game? Where I am going to go? These are the three questions they wanted to get the answer, and they approached very critically, analyzing. And we find in the Upanishad it says, Pariksha lokan karmachitan brahmana nirvedamaya akritakritena. Pariksha lokan, after analyzing the whole world, they found only 5 things that they had to create everything. So shortlisted only 5. What are those? They call it bhuta. Bhuta means the matter. What are the bhuta? Shiti, apa, tveja, maruta and boma. Find out another 6th one? No. I don't know whether they are having the laboratory or not. But they researched and found out that only these 5 things were there. Shiti, this earth. Apa, the water. Tveja, the fire. Maruta, the air. And Vyoma, the space. These are the 5 things. Out of that, everything has been created. The creation came in this way. They researched on that. Is this the permanent one? No. Then they turned their eyes towards themselves. Kaschit dhira pratyakatmanamaishat avritta chakshu amritattamichan amritatya. Eternity, ichan, desirous of the eternity. They closed their eyes. This is very peculiar. They never wanted to see the other things because they were already examined. And they found these are all temporary. So they wanted to check their self. And what they found? This body of ours and the mind, it is having 5 different covers. Very analytically, they analyzed, they called it Annamaya Kosha. This body is made of food only. Food and drinks are necessary, otherwise this body won't survive. Annamaya, Anna means food. Maya Kosha. Only food, we cannot survive. As a human being, there's a mind. So Monomaya Kosha. We need friends, the relatives, good books, good movies, good place to go visit, all this for the mind. So Annamaya, Manomaya, then Pranamaya, then Vijnanamaya, then finally it is Vijnana. We like to know. The more it is complicated, more it is joyful for the human being. They like to solve the problem. The more it is complicated. Why the fishes are there inside the water, how they are surviving? We like to be like that. We like to float on the water. How the birds are flying, we like to be like that. Going on, discovering, harassing and utilizing the nature and going on. But ultimately they were not getting peace. I can fly in the air, I can go to the moon, I can go deep down to the ocean. I know each and everything, but still I am not happy. Why? You know, friends, that long back, it is, I think in 1977, 78, I was in Belur, that is the headquarters of the Ramakrishna Mission. It is not Bailur, it is Belur. There is another in South India, near Bangalore. It is Calcutta, and on the other bank of the Ganga, Belur Mutt. The place is called Belur. We were there in the training center, and in the Durga Puja time, the thousands of people are coming, so they like to donate. So, in different places, the novices, the brahmacharis, they were giving the duty to collect the donations and issue the receipt. So, three of us, we were sitting and we were doing that. And you know, in India, I also was not aware of it, that there is no line system. There is a counter, all will go on the counter and all will put in their hand. So that is the way we work. First time when I came to America, I wanted to purchase something from a shop. I saw the counter is empty. Some people are lying, standing over here, almost 6 feet, 7 feet, no one was there. I saw. Very happily I went to the counter. Only one person was standing. He without even turning his head, from the corner of his eye, he saw me. And I thought, what? All these people are waiting unnecessarily. This counter is empty. So I told, hey, give me this thing. That gentleman told, but you should be over there. But why? This counter is empty. Someone from the back understood, fresh from India. So they told, okay, it is okay. So then afterwards, of course, my ear was not trained. The first time I am listening to American English. So when I told I like to purchase this, I could only understand what he said. Ya go. I don't know why go. I don't know why go. I like to purchase. Then again from the back, the gentleman, he was so kind. He told, he is asking, you like to eat here or like to carry? So here or go. Okay. So like that, the new culture I was getting introduced to this. So this is the different type of culture, different type of people, but same thing. You all want to be happy. Friends, how to be happy? Our ancestors, they found out that there is something within this particular body of ours which is very, very important, but we are not aware of it. And that is our prana. The prana, the life, that is most important, and we call it the self. And that is reflecting on our buddhi. That is the Vedanta they say. Maybe the science will be explaining in a different way. But the Vedanta says, mana, buddhi, chitta, ahamkara. There are 4 parts are there. In English called mind. But in the mind they say that it is mana. Mana means you have to go on thinking, you are going on thinking, shall I do this or shall I not? That part of the mind, dwindling constantly, is called mana. M-A-N-A. This mana means not decisive faculty. The decisive faculty, I am going to do this. That is called buddhi. Buddhi means intellect. Chitta is a repository, is the hard disk. It goes on collecting all the impressions. And then ahamkara, is electricity you can say. That is the main source of running the whole thing. That this mana, buddhi, chitta and ahamkara. Most important thing is the buddhi, because this is very clear. And here, the consciousness is reflecting. The consciousness is reflecting on buddhi, it is reflecting on the body, but not reacting in that way. Reflecting on the mind, mana, but it is reflecting on the buddhi, and buddhi is just like a mirror. And as because it is reflecting, it is giving us tremendous energy, idea, clear idea. And that is using that, we are doing everything. I am talking, you are listening, You are trying to understand, and then everything that is going on because of that buddhi, because of that reflection, when that goes away, this beautiful body, it has no value at all. So when it goes away from the body, there is nothing. In the Brihadaranyaka Upanishad, it gives a story in this form. There was a great discussion was going on among these eyes and the tongue and all these indriyas. And everyone was claiming, I am the best. And the eye told, if I leave this body, you won't be able to see anything. And he left. After 15 days he came back. Oh, it's okay. I can't see, but things are going on. The same way the ear, I can't hear, but things are going on. Then ultimately, the prana told, okay, suppose I bleed, what happens? Let us see. The moment the prana goes out, nothing can function. That is the prana. And this prana, this life, the soul, that is very, very important. But how to understand this? The rishis, after discovering this, they started finding out the paths, the practices, so that ordinary people can also reach over there, can get that. All are not very intelligent. They cannot grow, some become scientists, but all cannot become scientists. So obviously, it needs a different type of thoughts, brain, capacity to practice that. So ordinary people, how they will go? In the Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna said, the most important thing that you cannot quietly sit. You are going on doing some actions. Without karma, no one can sit. But if you utilize that karma to reach to me, then it is so easy. So how? Mam Anusmara Yuddha-Cha. Remember me while doing all these functions. So what we need first, conviction that there is something which is having the whole control, and that is called Parabrahma or Bhagavan. You know, friends, we have two different paths, duality, non-duality. And non-duality, the path of knowledge, they don't believe in God, but they believe in consciousness. And the supreme consciousness, they give the name Brahman. This Brahman means all-pervading consciousness. I am conscious, I see all people are conscious, and then these all things are conscious. Only this wood, this iron, they cannot manifest that consciousness. So it seems like they are not conscious. No, they are also conscious. Only difference of the manifestation, the scale of manifestation, and it is maximum in the great soul like Buddha, Chaitanya, Guru Nanak, Jesus, Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, Vivekananda, maximum manifestations. And that consciousness, if we believe, and if we believe that it is God, they have given a name, that God. So it becomes very easy for us to pray. You know, the Vedantin, they don't pray. To whom to pray? They don't meditate. On whom they will meditate? What do they do? Whole day they will be going on thinking, I am the consciousness, I am not the body, I am not the mind, I am the consciousness. Chidananda Rupa Shivoham Shivoham. Shankaracharya wrote, and many will be singing very devotionally, that's good. But do you know what that means? Some people will be telling Swamiji, I don't go to temple because I am following the path of knowledge. Early morning, 6 o'clock, you are driving the car, and while driving you are munching your breakfast because there is no time for you. You are practicing jnana. You are thinking, I am the Brahman. And if you are Brahman, then why going for job? Sit in one place. No one can practice in that way. Intellectual understanding is okay. Then what should we do? Anusmara Yuddha-Cha. Just remember me and do whatever you are doing. Now what we are doing, the three way we act, action are three different. That is the Hinduism. Every time, very analytically, everything they will be analyzing. Action are three different types. I am sitting over here, an old man, can't move. Oh, he is not functioning. No, he is thinking. The thought is also functioning. And he is speaking. That is also the action. The three different ways we act. That first is physical action, and second is thought, mental, and vachika, kayika, physical, manasika, thought, and vachika, through words. Some people are great speakers. They mesmerize the thousands of people. Like Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose. I wonder, he never said, I will give you a job or I will give you 5,000 rupees when I become the chief minister or prime minister. He said, give me blood and I will give you freedom. And die for me and I will bring the freedom for your country. And people followed him. Can you imagine? That type of mesmerized and wonderful. And they were so strong. How they are working through words. Swami Vivekananda gave a talk over here for 5 minutes in Chicago. Still that hall is there. They have changed a little. But still, that is there. It is not that mythological. It is very, very history over there. He stood over there, a young man of 29 years old, and gave the call, and the whole 33 crores of Indians, they all stood up and they became one. And that is the force of the word, vachika. That when we work, sometimes a person, you just make a comment. He's a worthless fellow, he cannot do anything. Whole life you won't be able to forget that. Just vachika, just a word that you are using. After that, you become great friend, you are helping, you are feeding him. You'll never forget. Cannot forget. Why the vachika? We work three different ways. And each and every work has two different effects, good and bad. If you encourage a person, good effect. If you demoralize a person, bad effect. So good and bad, both will, through physically, I go, I beat a person or do something so that bad or good effect comes, that is the karma. Then I'm thinking in a bad way. That must be that, let that man suffer, let that man suffer, I go on thinking. There's a bad karma. Physically I'm not doing anything. The land of the law won't be able to arrest you, won't be able to do anything. But there is a law which will bring bad effect to you because you are thinking in a bad way. So kayika, vachika, manasika, these are the three different work. And Lord said, Anusmara Yuddha-Cha. Yuddha because he was giving the to Arjuna, and Arjuna was getting ready to start the war. So Yuddha. And we are also doing all the time fighting for our survival. Each and everything that we do. And if we constantly remember God, what will happen? Same work will become prayer. Same work. I am studying because I have to sit for exam. But before that, I am praying to God. God, I don't know whether you are there or not, but some people, they believe that you are there. So please help me and make my body and mind alert so that I can understand this subject and I can reproduce it and I get a good result. Effect will come because you are remembering God. Most of the people, when they go to temples, they eat food and they say, so tasty. What food they serve? Khichdi only. And in Bengal, mostly, any program there will be khichdi. And then rice and dal they will mix up. But this is so tasty. They will go, very tasty. What did they do? But in the name of God, when you are cooking, you are alert. And you are mixing each and every ingredients carefully. Because God will test it. If you go to Jagannath Mandir and they cook so carefully, why? I have to offer it to God. And in your home, same thing when you are doing cooking, if you think that this thing must be clear because I am going to cook for God. Who is the God? My father, my mother, my husband, my wife, my children. They are my gods. I am going to feed them. And if you're just thinking this way, you're spiritualizing your karma. So easy. Mam Anusmara Yuddha-Cha. Each and every work. A student praying to God and studying. And then going before the question paper, first remembering God, started writing, answering. And after that, God, whatever I could do, I have done. Now it is you should look at. And then by that way, if suppose there is no good result, he is not going to break down. I have tried my best. This is the secret of what Swami Vivekananda, he gave beautiful talks on 4 paths of religion. Jnana Yoga, Karma Yoga, Bhakti Yoga and Dhyana Yoga. He gave that in London when he was giving the classes, this 4. The books are also there. And if you read, you'll get completely different ideas. And in the Karma Yoga, in the beginning itself, in the introduction, he is mentioning, through unselfish work, one can reach the same goal where Buddha reached by his knowledge and Christ by his prayer. Jesus Christ was a devotee, and Lord Buddha was a jnani. And both of them, they reached to one place, which is peace. Our goal is happiness. So whichever path we follow, we are going to reach over there. Through unselfish work. Now I am working because I am a student, I am studying. I am a professor, I am giving the classes. But I am very, very careful that each and everything that I am giving to the students, that will carry the whole life. They will know that for the whole life. I must be very careful. Maybe I am taking some salary, that doesn't matter. My main thing, I am actually helping them to understand the knowledge that I am giving them. And the father and the mother, parents, are so important. I am giving birth to a new human. It's not the ordinary thing. The child is just my child, my son and daughter. No, it's a human. And human can become God. The human is really, really great. That's why in all the religions, Semitics and our Indian religions, they say in the Christianity, as a very wonderfully mentioned, in the Genesis itself, in the Old Testament, in the beginning of the Old Testament, it says, God made man out of his own image. What is that image? The feature? No. Capacity. The human capacity. They can judge, they can understand, they can analyze, and they can transmit that same knowledge. So we are really, really very special. Of all the species in the world, human is the best. And that human, when another human is giving the birth and developing them, there is a great knowledge, great action. And that karma, when we are doing with prayer, with faith, with belief, that spiritualizes our whole thing. And what happens after spiritualization? You are a professor. You go to the class, you give the class, whether the students are listening or not, I don't bother. I have done my duty and you go away. And you don't know the faces of the children, students, you don't know their names. Of course you can continue and one day you will return, no problem. But the satisfaction won't come. But if you are having the love for the students every time, every year new faces are coming, you are standing before them, I am going to give them knowledge and they are going to be enlightened and they will go and spread all over the human society and the human society is going to develop. It's a great action that I am doing here, standing in the classroom. Spiritualization. Mam Anusmara Yuddha-Cha. At that I am remembering God and I am performing my duties. Each and every place. Now friends, another work, but in the Bhagavad Gita it says Swadharma. That is a great word. Swadharme nidhanam shreyam paradharma bhayavaha. It is better to die trying to practice your own religion than to follow the other religion. And what is this religion? Swadharma. In a Hindu society, when they discover that there is something which is consciousness, which is all pervading, that is reflecting in every individual. The individuals are called Jivatma, and that is Paramatma, the only terminology to understand. And then afterwards, that is the main source, the source of happiness. I have to achieve there, I have to reach over there, and there are many paths. One path is karma. And the karma then when I am doing, I must do it this way, Swadharma. What is the Swadharma? Each and every level, you have some duty. You are a student, your dharma is completely different than a married person. A student is completely different when they are concentrating on study. So brahmacharya, garvastha, vanaprastha, sannyasa. The 4 different stages, they call it asrama. Asrama means you are staying over there. You have taken shelter over there. So it is called asrama. And then the sannyasa is the last asrama. Brahmacharya is the beginning. Brahmacharya means concentrated mind. When you are starting, you should not think about the politics. You should not think what is happening, whether the gas prices are going up or down, and then we go out in the street and then, in India, our students, they do everything except study, because they don't have time, so much thing to do outside. Here we have seen they concentrate. Even in the McDonald's, in the subways, I have seen the students, they are studying. So many people around them, moving, purchasing, but they are going on studying. We are not supposed to see what they are doing, but out of, again, curiosity, so I just glanced and I saw they are going on doing some maths in the computer. Studying. Don't go anywhere. So much they study. And that is the reason the result is so good. In our country also they do, because of the number is more, so we see all this. Otherwise, very good students are also there, teachers are there. But our main concentration is that when I am a student, I am not going to see anything. Our leaders also should not disturb us. Concentration. And that is called your sadharma. As a student, your sadharma is to understand, to earn the knowledge. Why? Because I am going to support the society afterwards. I am studying medicine, and if I am not a good doctor, how can I help the others afterwards? I am an engineer. How will I be able to help? I have to earn great knowledge, swadharma. Then you are a married person, settled down, you are a grihastha, and in the grihastha dharma is a great dharma. In the Mahabharata, it praising only the married people. And not only that, Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna also said, Sannyasi, what they will do? They will remember God only. What else they have to do? But when a grihastha is remembering God at least one time a day, is a great thing. Because huge, the load they are carrying, so many things you people do. And even then you come to the temple, you are keep donating the temple, you are giving your time and serving the temple. Do you think this is a simple thing? No. Really, really great. I am telling you, not just to encourage you. I have studied in the Bhagavata, and one gentleman was there, Uddhava, very famous person. He was a friend and devotee of Sri Krishna. When the Uddhava was asking the Sri Krishna Lord, Sri Krishna, how can I survive without you? But you are the Dharma. I just follow your steps. Then he said, you increase your sattva guna, sattva, raja, tama, three gunas, you increase your sattva guna. Then Uddhava is asking, how I will understand that I am increasing my sattva guna? Then the Krishna, Lord Krishna said, when you will feel attracted in my words, God's discussions, live, and you go there to listen to them, and you feel joy, again and again you go listen to the same thing, but you feel joy in that. Know it for sure, you have increased your sattva guna. So this is the swadharma. What is the swadharma of a grihastha? To take care of each and every one and practice 5 yajnas. Pancha maha yajna. If you can please remember, and it's so easy to practice. Fast is the Deva Yajna. Deva means God. And how you are going to perform the yajna? The moment you think of yajna, lighting the fire, pouring the ghee, that is a different type of yajna. But here, just you are getting up, and first thing you see the God's picture or image. That's all. And you are, because you have the faith, the belief, you are praying to God. A new day has come in my life. Oh God, please be with me. Deva Yajna. Then Rishi Yajna. Why the Rishi Yajna? Because they have analyzed, dedicated their whole life to discover the spiritual truth that they have given in the Upanishad, in the Bhagavad Gita, in the Bhagavata. So read one page. Just keep that open, one page every day. In the morning after the ablution, you can come, read one page from the Bhagavata or the Gita. And nowadays it is so easy. Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna, Kathamrita, if you go through that. Then Rishi Yajna. Then Pitri Yajna. At the time of taking the shower, remember your ancestors and give little water for them. That's all. Hold both the hands, take little water and pour it. Remembering your, maybe, if they have passed away, your grandfather, grandmother, or whoever you remember. Because they have given you the life. So I am remembering you, my father, my mother, my grandfather, great-grandmother. I am remembering you. And that is the gratefulness. And that gratefulness will give you the peace. So Deva Yajna, Rishi Yajna, Pitri Yajna, and Nri Yajna. Nri means human being. Keep something separately so that one time you can donate it for those people who are suffering, the suffering humanity. Maybe $1 a day you are keeping aside, or maybe some coins you are keeping aside. And then afterwards, after 1 month or 3 months, you go somewhere and give to a holy place. Because directly you cannot go and help, you don't have time. You can this way also can do. And Bhuta Yajna. And the Bhuta Yajna, keep something outside so the birds can eat, animals can eat, and they can drink some water in the summer time. That's all. This Pancha is called Mahayajna. Who will perform it? Grihastha. Who is the Grihastha? Who has a house, Griha. And then he is staying in that. And he has a family. And he is supporting that family. That is called Grihastha. Nowadays, they simply marry, they leave you in some place, jumping here and there, then afterwards suffering and suffering. 3 years jumping, and 4th years again jumping because separation. Is this life? So we have to understand that human life is a very, very special life. And that special life, how we can enjoy? Panchamaha Yajna. If you are married, if you have a family, do this. And then comes retirement. And when the retirement times come, most of the people, oh, my retirement days have come, nothing to do. They become immediately older than. No, that is the time you should enjoy. Because now you are completely free. No responsibility. Children have grown up, they are taking care of themselves. And you have sufficient experience. Give that experience, share that experience for the development of the society. Online classes, and you can go to some place and can help them. By that way, sharing, still you have the energy, you have the physical, you are free, help them, be happy. All these years you were taking care of your kith and kin, and this time you are opening up the mind and embracing each and every one around here. Whoever comes to you for some help, I am there. See, the change is coming. Student only for himself, herself. Then Grihastha only for family. Then Banaprasthi for the whole society. Then comes sannyasa. Because Banaprasthi time, you have developed love for each and every one. And oh, my granddaughter is successful, I am happy. Someone else's granddaughter, I am unhappy. No, it should not be. So you are becoming broader and broader. You can love each and every one. You can share their love and enjoy. And that is called your spiritualization of your life. What is the spiritualization? Love. Then ultimately sannyasa. Samyak nyasa. Give up everything. And what you are giving up? Ego. That's all. Now I, that I was going on pursuing. At the time of the student, it is I. I must have to study. I must have to be successful. I must have to get a job. I have to prove myself in the society. Good. And then afterwards, you are utilizing that. Then you are preparing for a great leap. Sannyasa. And who is the sannyasa? In the Bhagavad Gita again. Not that you have to put on the Gerva. Only thought. Gnyasa nitta sannyasi. You not dveshti na kangshati. Gnya, know for sure. That person is a real sannyasi. Who not dveshti, is not having any aversion. And akangshati is not desiring anything. That's all. To the fact, end of our life when you are 75 and God bless you, you have the health and you can live for more. By that way, you are a sannyasi. And you roam around, you love everything, you pray for everyone. It's not life. That is the life of love. And what is God ultimately? I will conclude with this. God is L-O-V-E. Nothing else. God doesn't mean that He is having 10 hands, or the light is coming out from the God, or flying on the air, or walking on the water. No, that is all useless thing. That may be. But the real God means love. We the Hindus, Ramakrishna missions, we always follow the Shankaracharya and pure Hinduism, but we love Jesus. You know why? We keep our Jesus photo in our shrine. You know why? Because that is a person who could pray for those who were killing him. When he was alive, they were nailing him alive. In that excruciating pain, he was praying for those people. God forgive them, for they do not know what they do. If He is not God, then who is God? That love is, when a little baby, a grandchild, the beating the grandfather or the grandmother. They're not angry. They're enjoying and praying for that baby. Because love. Swami Vivekananda said, can you take the position of a physician who is pouring the life-giving medicine into the mouth of a child who is kicking him? Love. The child doesn't know what he is doing. The baby doesn't like to take the medicine. And kicking the doctor is taking care to pour that medicine into the mouth of the child. Love. So this love is God. And along with that love comes unselfishness. Swami Vivekananda gives the definition of God. Unselfishness is God. You become completely unselfish, purely unselfish, you are God yourself. Thank you, friends. If you have a question, then I can, if I know, then I'll try to answer. Yeah.
What is God's desire from us? To love?
God's desire?
Does God also have desires?
God? No. God has no desire. That's why step by step we are going up, practicing Swadharma, and every time we are remembering God. And when we become a true sannyasi, no desire, just love. So we are coming over here, we are giving the talk, and in India and everywhere, what we are doing actually, Dharma Palan, Dharma Shiksha. That's all. We are trying to practice the righteousness, sticking to truth, trying to love others, helping others, encouraging others, and also I am encouraging myself. So Dharma Palan, Dharma Shiksha, that is the duty of a sannyasi. Sannyasi is not supposed to take care of the country or the nation or these and that. Sannyasi only this much. That is called Swadharma. And when a God is there, God's only desire is love and nothing else. Let you all be happy. That is the prayer of we always can think. God has no desire. Good question.
Can you explain the concept of Aham Brahmasmi a little bit more?
See, there we are. See, Aham, I, Brahma Ashmi. The Brahma means all-pervading consciousness. Now, how I, as a small, tiny being, limited, can become unlimited? Now, here it says, in the Vedanta, it says that Lakshana. Lakshana means, to understand, you have to add or subtract something. Like, you meet a person and he says, oh, please come. I live in Chicago on the Michigan Lake. I am living. Come there, on the Michigan Lake. Does he live on the houseboat on the Michigan Lake? How can he? Actually, he meant, and you also know, by the side of the Michigan Lake, on the shore of the Michigan Lake. I live on Ganga. Ganga means by the side of the Ganga. That means what you are doing, I live on Ganga. Ganga you are keeping, I live also keeping. But on you are changing, adding side or on the bank. So it's called Jahal Lakshana. Jahal Ajahal Lakshana and Jahal Lakshana, Ajahal Lakshana, Jahal Ajahal Lakshana. Now, what is Ajahal Lakshana? Someone will say, oh, there I went. The red was running like anything. Red is a color, red cannot run. So you have to add either a horse or a car. So you are not distracting the whole thing, removing the whole sentence, you are adding a word to understand the meaning, right? Then Jahal, Ajahal, Lakshana, the third one. I am a small little being and God is a huge being. My consciousness is this much and God's consciousness all pervading. Like this, like this, like this. Now if you remove, I am little, God is big. I am this, God is that. If you remove that, ultimately you remain consciousness and consciousness. I am also conscious, it is also conscious. For example, they will say, Ram is a good boy, Shyam is a bad boy. Ram is a tall person, Shyam is a short. Ram is having education, Shyam is not having education. But now, if you remove the tall and fair complex and knowledge, what remains? Both are boys. Like that, God is consciousness, I am also consciousness. You have to study that Jahal, Ajahal, and then Jahal, Ajahal, Lakshana. If you type in the Google, you will find that beautifully. Jahal, Ajahal, and Jahal, Ajahal, Lakshana. And that way they prove that I am consciousness. You know how this consciousness reflected? How a reflected thing can work? The moon is giving light to the whole world. But the light of the moon is not its own, it is reflected. When we were young boys, we used to play in our villages with the glasses, particularly broken mirrors. And whenever the sunlight is coming, we have to use that sunlight and to throw inside the dark room. Reflected light enlightening the whole room. Reflected sun enlightening the whole room. Sometimes we used to put on the corner of a paper, and after holding that, then it will burn. That means the work, effect of the sun is there in that reflection also. Same way, the reflection of the consciousness on mind, buddhi, not on mind, on buddhi, is the same like that. And if that reflection can give so much, think of the original. That is good. Thank you. Good question. And you wanted to know? Yeah.
In one's relationship with God, what is the role of rituals?
What is the role of rituals in the relationship with God?
One's relationship.
Oh, good. Very good question. You know, if you ask the boy, as a young person, hey, study, they are not interested much. But if you admit him in school, the same age group, and then the playthings are also there, competition also there, so many other things are there. This little person is going to the school not for knowledge, but for the joy of spending over there. So he is taking the bag and the water bottle and the tiffin box and so many things. He's so careful about all this. He doesn't know why he is going there. But slowly he understands, if I write everything perfectly, I get 100%, and once in a year I will get a presentation and everybody will clap. Okay, let me try. So slowly the competition comes, and then one day that little person becomes a professor, teaching others also. The ritual is just like that. You go to the temple after bathing, wearing a wash clothes, and then you are carrying a plate full of food and this, that, and you are very careful. My flowers are fresh, their flowers are not that. My fruits are more, they have given only one apple. So like that, all these things are going on, but you are going to the temple. One day, you heard over there, the pujari is telling or reading something that don't hurt others, don't cheat others, don't criticize others. Along with the ritual comes morality. Almost in every place you'll find some of the spiritual or the religious discourses everywhere. Then what you learn from the ritual, then comes morality. And after the morality comes mythology. And mythology is a mixture of imagination and some historical facts. Don't tell lies. And if you give the word, must stick to that. That is your dharma. As Ramchandra is telling. See, Ramchandra's dharma means keeping the words. You should not break the word like that. Now the mythology will give you a complete story. There was a king named Shivi, and he promised before everyone, whoever will come to me and take asylum, I will protect that. Then the Indra, the god of, the king of the gods, and the Dharma, he told, he is promising like that. Is it true to his words? Let us go and check. So the Indra became, as a small bird, a dove, and the Dharma became the dove, Indra became a falcon, and they chased each other. Then afterwards they came to the Shivi, and he took the shelter to the Shivi. Oh Shivi, please help me. And Shivi told, okay, no problem. Falcon came, and he told, that is my food. You cannot take my food, give my food back. So you want meat, right? I will give you some meat. But no, not that meat. If you like to protect that bird, you have to give the meat from your own body. Okay, the small little bird, how much it will weigh? I will give it to him. So he started cutting the meat from his own thigh. Then slowly, wonder of wonders, that little bird is so heavy, and then all the time the balance is going like this. So he was going on cutting the meat from his own body, but non-stopping. Then these two became their own in form, the Dharma and the Indra in their own form. And he said, Shivi, we are very pleased with you. You have kept your word. Even you gave the word, and for that you are ready to dedicate your life. We are very happy with you. We bless you. By that way you gave the encouragement to keep your words. Friends, you know what is Dharma? Keeping the words. Sri Ramachandra in the whole Ramayana never said, go and meditate, go and pray. Never ever. Only said, do not break your words. Once you have given the word, you must have to keep that. And in the beautiful couplet they say, Raghukula Riti Sadachari Ai, Prana Yau Guru Vachan Nachai. Swami Vivekananda also said, Marat ka baat, hathi ka dant. Once it comes out, it never goes back. Marat means in the northern India, you have to keep the mustaches, and that is called Marat, the male body. But actually, it's a personality. Once you give the word, you must have to keep the word. Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, he told someone, I will visit your house. Then that gentleman also forgot, he also forgot. Midnight, suddenly he woke up. Oh my God, I gave the word that I should go over there. And there was no one around. He took a lantern and walked the whole way, went to that neighbor house. They were sleeping. He put his holy feet over there and said, hey, I gave the word, I came over here. Then he came back. Once you give the word, you must have to keep the promise. And I always used to tell in India, I gave the talk on that, because the falsehood has entered into every level. Every level the falsehood. It's terrible. Who is suffering? Animals? Human beings are suffering. We are thinking we are so intelligent that we are telling the lies. And who is suffering actually? You are telling the lies someone, and someone is telling the lies to you again. We are suffering. So when we marry, what do? The 7 times we go round the fire, and at that time, we are so excited, we do not know actually the priest what he is telling. He go on shouting, but nobody listens to him. Everybody is going on beating the drum and throwing flowers and petals and all that. He is going on telling 7 mantras, 7 times you are moving, 7 times. This is all promises. The first promise, the gentleman, he is telling, today, O fire, keeping you, taking the oath from you, I tell, I accept this lady, and all through my life I will be with her. I will never ever leave her. That is the promise. And that lady said, "Oh fire, I promise that till my last breath, I'll be following this gentleman whom I'm accepting as my husband, as a shadow." That is the promise. If you write down these promises and keep on your freeze, there will be no break at all. And the lawyers will be unhappy though. But, so this is the way if we do really the promises. What is sannyasa? Promises only. The sannyasi is taking the oath by taking the Ganga water and in front of the Guru and keeping the fire again. And we are taking the promise, from me no danger be in this whole world. I am not going to hurt anyone. I am not going to do any harm to anyone. Rather, if possible, I will try to help all through my life. I will be sticking to truth and I should try to give love to everyone. That's one after another, all these promises. 15 promises. That is all. What is Brahmana? The Upavita promises. When the oath they are taking as the President of America, they are keeping the hand on the Bible and taking the oath. In India, the Prime Minister keeping the hand on our Constitution, taking the oath. They need not to do anything except keeping the promises that they have done, but they forget. That is the problem. That's why Ramachandra said, just keep the promise. That's all, and nothing else. Dharma is keeping the promise. Thank you, friends. Okay, then. So please repeat after me 3 times. Shanti. We are disturbed from 3 different places. 1, this nature. Suppose there is the fire or the rain and torrential rain. So nature. We pray to God all through my life. Oh nature, please be friendly with me and help me. 2nd, beings all around us. Maybe a stray dog or these and that. So the beings. And from my own body and mind. I wanted to do something good, suddenly I became sick. So for that. So Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. And in Sanskrit they say Adi Daivika. Daiva means nature. Then Adi Bhauta. Your finger is coming down like this. So this is all around you, whoever. And then Adhyatmika. Adhyatmika means this personal body. So please repeat after me. Om Shanti. Om Shanti. Repeat after me. Om Shanti. Om Shanti. 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 Hari Om. Let you all be happy, healthy, and let all your dreams be fulfilled. That is my prayer. Thank you very much.